madam. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sahana bhavatu, sahano bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahi, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om. Gurudevo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Tam Sachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidparam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om. See, just 2 minutes, you on your this thing, your mobile. Somebody would like to see you. After that, you can cut it off. After the class, okay. People say that man is the best of creation. But the proof is against it. He's the worst. You know why? What all he gives him, sorrow, death, fear, he depends only on that. He runs after that only. He depends only on that. He runs after that only. It's a rare few. Having gone through this stupidity in number of lives, comes to understand that these things cannot give me happiness. So kings have left their kingdoms. Even today it's happening. How many IIT gold medalists have left everything and took sannyas? IIT gold medalists. Great scientists. Because they started thinking. They started thinking. This story is the subject matter of all the Upanishads. That artham anartham bhavaya nityam nasti tata shukalesha satyam putradapi dhanabhaja bhitihi sarvatra yesha vihita ritihi. Artham anartham. Artham, paisa. Anartham, that is the cause of all your disasters. Oh, you may say, that may be some idiots, not for me. He says, no. This is true for all. Right? Sarvatra yesha vihita riti. This is true for all. No, it doesn't happen to me. Oh, that shows you are not sensitive enough. You're not sensitive enough. Right? So should we discard wealth? No. Taittiriya Upanishad says, multiply wealth, produce wealth. Annam bhakvi kuryat. Annam bhakvi kuryat. No. We worship wealth. Mother Goddess. We worship wealth. Right? No wealth. You can't have a reasonably hassle-free life. How can you meditate? How can you meditate without food on the belly? Without little harmony in the house? You do need wealth. You do need it. I believe today only the Rama was telling Arati's mother-in-law what Guruji said. Wealth is good, but sannyas is better. You know why? All the wealthy people left there, go to sannyasis and fall at their feet. If wealth could buy, they don't have to do this. They don't have to do this. Right? And the best I have recently come across is Sweden, the richest lady, says we could buy the entire Sweden. We could buy the entire Sweden, but we could not buy 1.5 ounce of oxygen to save my father, COVID period. Right? All of you are protesting the same thing every day you will start. What am I to do? That is the subject matter. You have to look beyond. Beyond means what is wrong with what I have and what is beyond. You have to know. I have to relate. And that was the subject matter of discussion between Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi. Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi. He calls the two wives, Katyayani and Maitreyi, said, enough with you. It's almost the same language. Enough with you. Now I am buying peace by giving off my property to both of you. I am going to forest. When this forest comes, I told you, you want clarity on any subject, total clarity, only Bhagavatam. This time you will not listen from me Bhagavatam the same way. You will listen mostly the Upanishads. This particular thing nobody knows. But it is Bhagavatam that gives clarity on what is Pralaya. Pralaya is mind. It is Bhagavatam that explains what are the ashramas. The moment the student finishes his Gurukula Vasa, he is advised by the Guru to take up one of the ashrams, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa, or Grihastha. He advises this. That means Vanaprastha is not for old people. Because when he advises a student, Vanaprastha, Vana means forest. Go for meditation. Take sannyas if you are even more than that. If you are not ready, Grihastha. So nothing is wrong where you are. Nobody can say secondary school is stupid, high school is better, IIT is best. Nobody can say. If somebody says that, he doesn't know what he's talking. Right? So everything you need, but right relationship you should keep. Right relationship you should keep. So he told the two wives, I'm buying my freedom and peace by giving you all the properties. Katyayani said, beautiful, good ribbons, bad, good riddance, bad rubbish. Right? Happy, she said. Maitreyi said, beautiful Swami, you are going, But it is your duty to provide us and go. You have given us this money. Can I buy with this money freedom from death? He says, no chance. Vittena amrutaha asha nasti. Right? No hope at all. Right? Amrutatvasya na asha asti vittena. No chance at all. Then she asks a question. Yena aham na amrutam syam kim aham tena kuryam. By which I do not get immortality. That with that money, what am I going to do? She said, like Nachiketas, Tavaivavaha Tavanritya Giti. I don't want all that rubbish. You said you are going to Vanaprastha because you seem to have some knowledge of something higher than that. And therefore you are giving, nobody gives away something, takes up something, right? Unless that something is greater than this, what you are giving up. Nobody gives up, right? So tell me that and go. Okay? Then he explains to her all that we did last week. Na jaya kama jaya priyam bhavati na patyunah kamaya patyu priyam bhavati na putranam kamaya putra priyam bhavanti. Like that, various things. You love all those things. You love many things because you love happiness. Happiness is in the self, and that self in you is the same self there. Because of your identity, you complete each other. Because you have not seen yourself to be the self and confused that you are the body, mind, and intellect. You are trying to search it outside. And when you discover that that self has some attraction to you, you do not know it's your own self. Knowing that self alone can give you completeness, fullness, immortality. Therefore, Atma are drashtavyaha, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha. Drashtavyaha, ultimate is you should have that experience. How will I get that experience? Money, you have to work. Work, sorrow. Immortality, you only have to know freedom from death and sorrow. Which stupid chooses the other one? Right? Which stupid chooses the other one? So, this you have to gain it, because having got that, everything else is got. Everything else is got. Yam labdva na aparam labham. Having got which, nothing else to be gained. Yagnatva naparam neyam. Right? So that is what you have to get. After that, you play the drama. Get that first, then play the drama. You miss that and play the drama, you are caught in the wheels and powdered. Right? So, drashtavyaha, that should be known. How do you know that? Because it is you, you cannot get it through action. You cannot produce it. You cannot refine it. It's you. You do not know that, you have to know that. How will you know? Because you are ignorant of that through somebody's words, shrotavyaha. You must listen. I have listened, I am Brahmasmi. From that day, I have only got Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. He says, no, that is because you have to contemplate mantavyaha, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, and then finally live in that experience, nididhyasitavyaha. I do not know, goes by shrotavyaha. I do not understand, that is dismissed by manana, mantavyaha. I do not experience, that is dismissed by nididhyasa. Right? Shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha. He has said that. So that is now That was the subject matter from the beginning of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Because some people are not prepared for that, they have to be given preparatory lessons. They have to prepare themselves. Preparatory lessons are through Upasana. Mere Upasana is contemplation. Mere Upasana without cleansing your dirt through karma will not yield. So do karma. Mere karma cannot give you the results. So karma plus Upasana, you will slowly, step by step, grow. Through karma, cleanse yourself. Through Upasana, have the direction. Slowly, step by step. This is called Krama Mukti. So that was Ashwamedha Yaga in the first chapter. And then about the Pranopasana, Agni Upasana, and all that. Having done all that, at every stage, the Rishi wants us, these are all finite. Seek the infinite. At every stage. He says, I told you because you are not ready. But don't think this is all. This is all. Should go beyond that. Yeah, at the higher level. Right? Should go beyond all this, he says, the Rishi says. Right? And now he comes direct to the topic and he has told what is Atma. Now, up to now, he has been telling about Upasana and Karma, or Brahma hinted here and there. But he has never said anything clearly. He has not said what is Karma. He has not said what is Upasana. He has not said what is Atma Vidya, Atma. He has not said anything. He was only talking about everything. He has not said anything. You ask him, why are you doing this? He says, otherwise, how will you get 18 weeks class for Brihadaranyaka Upanishad? It will finish in 3 classes. Then you will be unemployed. Right? So now, through the known to the unknown, he has been talking to us, this entire world is nothing but Annam and Atti, food and the eater of the food, subject and object, seer and seeing. He has been telling that. Now, through that example known to us, he is taking Madhu Vidya. Right? Madhu Vidya is, Madhu is honey. Yeah? Lot of people fight with each other, deadly fight at home. But call only honey, honey, honey. Huh? That's very funny. Very funny. Huh? Very, right? So, Madhu means honey. What is honey? Honey is based on the simple principle, fools build houses, wise men live in it. Wise men live in it. Honeybees collect all the honey, make a beehive. But here, the fool who builds the houses doesn't kill himself. Right? But honeybee, not only they created a house for others to enjoy, they all die by that because they are baked. That is Madhu. What is this? Madhu is collection. Madhu is collection. Through how? Karma. What you collect through karma is Madhu. Your vasanas. Your vasanas, Madhu. The one who destroys that is called Madhusudana. The one who destroys is called Madhusudana. Yes. Vasanas, if you surrender. If you surrender. How to surrender? If you are surrendering, you are not surrendered. If you are surrendering, you are not surrendered. Then what is surrender? What is sannyasa? I need separately one class for that. If somebody asks me to talk, I will talk. Because on my own, I don't start anything. Right? Sannyasa is very interesting. It's not as you think, leaving off. I give you example of Gurudev. One man, his devotee came, somebody, and saw Gurudev all the time, eating morning one place, afternoon one place, night one place. Morning is Sindhi food, afternoon Gujarati food, night Kerala food, next day morning Andhra food. So this man thought Guruji is having jolly good time. So Gurudev said, stay with me for 1 week. 5th day he ran off because he could not stand that variety of food and that rigmarole, his health. Then Gurudev said, that is sannyas. You don't eat for yourself. You don't eat for the taste. You eat for others. That is sannyas. So sannyas is not leaving off merely things. Sannyas, as Gurudev says, is the color of the robe of the mind, not the body. Sannyas is the robe of the mind, not the body. Janaka, you all know. I have repeated million times, but why am I repeating? Because I know 100% you have not understood it. Janaka, king, is supposed to be greater than all sannyasis. Because when Mithila was burning, sannyasis with only loincloth started running to protect the loincloth. This man was not moving, and Yajnavalkya asked him, why you are not affected? He said, if Mithila is not burning, I am not burning. If Mithila is burning, I am not burning. So therefore, it's not that we have to get knowledge. We have to resolve all our confusions and misunderstandings. You don't have to get the knowledge. Remove all your confusions. You have several confusions. You have several confusions. Money gives you happiness. Children give you happiness. Knowledge gives you happiness. Power gives you happiness. All of them give you dukkhalayam ashashvatam. It's abode of sorrow. Ashashvatam. How will you get it? Through vairagya. How will you practice vairagya? Through viveka. Through viveka, vairagya, both of them supported by abhyasa. Right? So that's called the spiritual path. So Madhu Vidya is talking about this relative field where one is food for the other. Right? And both of them beautiful. As I am saying, my mind becomes calm. Each one is food for the other. What? The entire world. The entire world. I am an object for you. I am your food. You are an object for me. You are my food. Food means what? That which you take. And through that you find some fulfillment. You are my object because I have some value. You are filling my senses, myself. I am simultaneously filling you. You understand? I am simultaneously feeling. The moment one stops mutually giving, relationship is cut off. Right? Relationship is cut off. Yavat vitto parjana sakta tavat nija parivaro rakta pascha jivati jajjara dehi vartam kopi na pruchati gehi. Yeah? So that's called atti and annam. Food, eater of food, subject, object. But when there are two things, so lovely, so lovely. I do not know why people do not take this as main life. They take this also life. What to do? So beautiful. When there are two things, these two things to contribute to each other, there has to be another support. Another two things are there. There has to be another support. Anything in static condition and uniform motion needs a third agency to propel it. Needs a third agency to propel it. So these are mutually this thing. Who are connecting them? Who are connecting them? God. How does he connect you? How does God connect you? How? Sutra, that will come later. In 3:6 it will come. But right now, it will come all in this chapter only. Now, how does he connect you? Where is he connecting? He alone is there. He alone is there. How do you know? No, he alone is there. The one essence in the madhu, the eaten object, the one essence in the subject is the same. The essence in the subject and the essence in the object is the same. This is how Mahavakya has to be understood. Tattvamasi. That you are. The student asks, how can you say that I am? He is all powerful, Sarvashaktiman, all knowledgeable, Sarvagnaha, right? And I am Alpagnaha, Alpashaktiman. I come to Gita class because I cannot face my wife. And how can I be God? How can I be God? He says, remove the common things. Uncommon. You are a lady, I am a man. Right? You are 95 kg, I am 77 kg. I know that. You wish you were that. Right? You are a lady. Vanga. You missed to hear some compliment. Murali. Our cat. Right? So, you are a lady, I am a man. You are 95 kg, I am 77 kg. Right? How Tattvamasi even here? Remove all that is not common. 77 is not common between us. Man and woman is not common between us. When all this is removed, do I become zero? In my sleep, I'm not aware of my body, I'm not aware of my mind, I'm not aware of my intellect, still I'm there. And that one who is there in the sleep is neither a man nor a woman nor 77 nor 95. The wave fights with the ocean. How can you and I be the same? I am wave, short-lived. Your ocean, big-lived. Remove the name and the form wave. Remove the name and the form ocean. What remains is water. So water, the essence plus a name and a form, is the wave and the bubble and the ocean. God plus a name and a form is you and me. Remove all the differences, common things, uncommon things, but common, because you are also five elements, I am also five elements. Remove all these uncommon, common things. What is left is pure me. Soham. I alone am there. I alone am there. That is how Tattvamasi has to be explained. This is explained in each of the verse. Complete what I talked so much in 1 minute, not missing anything. That's the beauty of a Upanishad. And let us now go to Madhvidya. Iyam Prithvi Sarveshanam Bhutanam Madhuhu Asyehi Prithivyehi Sarvani Bhutani Madhuhu. This earth is honey to all. All are honey to earth. Why honey? Mutually beneficial, mutually enjoying. How? All that you have is some form or earth. Even your food. Even your food. So you are enjoying. But how does earth enjoying you? Mati kahi kumar ko ek din mai room degi tu. Yeah. The mud said to the potter, one day I will stamp on you. One day I will stamp on you. You understand? All the five elements, the moment life goes out, each one will disappear. First thing to disappear is air, then heat, then water, then the body, the earth mingles with the earth, space is left over. Right? So, eater and the eaten are mutually transferable. Even in simple, a very simple example I give you, very useful for life, which I read from a Western author. Supposing there is an argument. There is an argument. And I win. I'm so happy for the time being. I win. And you want to save your face and you are cultured. So you say, yes, sir, I never thought about it. You are right. I never thought about it. You are right. But this is there in the back of the mind of that person who is saying you are right. They were only waiting for an opportunity to do it back. So don't think when you win over an argument with somebody, you have permanently won. The other fellow is waiting. Right? That is this world. Eater and eaten, subject and object. Earth is honey to all are honey to earth. And now what is the message in this? Yascha ayam asyam prithivyaam tejomayo amrutamayaha purushaha yascha ayam adhyatmam shariraha tejomayo amrutamayaha purushaha ayameva sa yo ayam atma idam amrutam idam brahma. What lovely things. அரைக்குறை நாலேஜ் சான்ஸ்கிட்டே போகிறோம். ஏன்னா நான் எனது அரைக்குறை தான், பட் ஐ எம் என்ஜாயிங் இட். அதுவே போகிறோம். Beautiful. You translate it in English, you will never get that effect. I will read it again. Iyam prithvi sarvesham bhutanam madhuhu. Asya prithivyam sarvani bhutani madhuhu. Yascha ayam asya prithivyam tejo mayo amritamaya purushaha. Yascha ayam adhyatmam shariraha tejo mayo amritamaya purushaha. Ayamevacha yo ayam atma idam amritam idam brahma. The one bright, shining, immortal being in the earth, and the one shining, immortal being in you is the same. That is Brahma. That is Atma. That is the essence. And that is immortal. That is immortal. The one shining immortal in the mud, shining immortal in you is the same. That is the essence. That is the reality. That is Brahma. That is immortal. Where is shining immortal in the earth? You can say shining immortal in me. That also neither you know nor I know. We just forward messages in WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a thing where everybody forwards messages which they don't know. Right? So where is shining immortal in the earth? How earth came from water? How water came from fire? How fire came from air? How air came from space? How space came? Maya. What is Maya? Brahman. So if downwards it is Brahman, now reverse it. Brahman is Maya. Maya is Akasha. Akasha is Vayu. Vayu is air, fire. Fire is water. Water is earth. And therefore, earth also is nothing but that immortal being. Remove the name and the form and the quality of the earth. Guna, karma, nama, rupa, guna, karma. Remove. Nama, rupa, guna, karma. They are all only labels. The essence in the mud, the essence in you is the same. Any doubt? Open up the brain. You will see the same mud. Right? And this self-knowledge is immortality. Immortality is not a product of action. Immortality is not a product of knowledge. Knowledge means book knowledge, sorry. Immortality is not a product of Shastra Jnana. This is one more irony. People leave everything. They want to know God. The very thing that asks who is God, what is God, that's God. Because dead body cannot speak. The very one who says, who is God, what is God himself asking, because dead body cannot speak. And that, so simple, all that is seen, remove. What remains is the seer you. Nothing beyond it. It takes 2 minutes for your cook to understand if I tell. It takes only 2 minutes. You leave all this, Brahma Sutra Bhashya, with 6 commentaries, right? And Upanishad Bhashyas, 3 commentaries, then sub-commentaries, Anandagiri and all that tikas. What you will get? Headweight and headache. You won't get knowledge. Right? What is knowledge? Katravai Mara. All that you have learned is falsehood. Forget that. And when everything is left, what remains is knowledge. Right? So this self-knowledge is immortality. He puts that and puts in brackets is the means. So one of them should be wrong. This self-knowledge is immortality. In the brackets he puts is a means. So now which is right? Is it a means or immortality? At that stage, both the means and the ends are the same. Knowledge itself is immortality. And this knowledge makes you know you are that immortal. When that is what you got, you get the joy of all else you are running after. Yuvatsat sadhuhu. Tasya iya prithvi vittasya purna syat. There was a youth, good fellow, because bad fellow cannot enjoy anything. Right? Asisto, drudisto, balistaha. All Shaktis are there. And this entire earth is filled with wealth. And if he has it, it's 1 unit of human happiness. Yetesham shata. 100 times this is Manushya Gandharva happiness. 100 times that is Deva Gandharva happiness. 100 times that is Ajanajam happiness. 100 times that is Purna Loka happiness. 100 times that is Karma Devas. 100 times is Devas. 100 times that is Indra. 100 times is Brihaspati. 100 times is Brahma. This 100, and say, is that literally true? No. For you to get a concept, because we are you are used to these numbers, especially for me. What is Maya? If they say, my Maya is numbers. I always live on numbers. Right? I'm obsessed with numbers. Today I have read up to now 35 pages of Bhagavatam. Tonight I must complete 60. Even that, it's not that. Everything is numbers for me. My Maya is numbers. Right? Today the share is this much. Tomorrow the share is that much. Right? Taittiriya Upanishad I may finish in 3 classes. Obsessed with numbers. Obsessed with numbers. Maya comes in different forms. So, it's not 100. In fact, this is a clue all of you have to understand. In Vedic language or Upanishadic language, Shata Sahasra means infinite, countless. Sahasra Shira Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. 1,000 heads, 1,000 eyes. Then he must be one-eyed, Sukracharya. 1,000 heads means it should be 2,000 eyes, you know. How can it be 1,000 eyes? Sahasrapat, 1,000 feet. No. Thousands and hundreds in the Vedic literature means infinite. And why did this chronology come? Youth, Deva Gandharva and all. He said, this youth, which is impossible, that there is a youth, he is a sadhu, asisto, drudisto, balistaha, and he has the entire wealth, finished this thing, 1 unit of happiness, and 100 times is this Manushya Gandharva, that 100 times this Srotriya, Akamahataha, the man who has this knowledge, free from desires, has it. So each time he repeats, So the Brahmananda, the Brahmaji's happiness, that is 1/20 cipher, somebody put it. That happiness, this Srotriya, this Akamahata has it. So to get the total happiness, what you should do? Srotriya, I can repeat all the Upanishad. No, Akamahatasya. You should not be disturbed by desire. Srotriyasya Kamahatasya. And that you want should discard all the false things between the earth and the Purusha. What is common in between them, you should know. Same thing is repeated for everything else. Apaha. Ima apaha sarvesham bhutanam madhu. Asam apam sarvani bhutani madhu. Yascha I am asya apsu tejomayo amritamayaha purushaha yascha I am adhyatmam retaha. So this shining immortal being in water and the shining immortal being in this human being, the same water is there in several forms in the seed also, right? That is the real immortal being, Amritaha, right? That is Brahma. That is all. That you should Srotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididrasavyaha. Right? I am Agnihi Sarvesham. Same thing, he goes on taking for everything. Right? We don't want to spend our time on that. You can read. So what is the message? First message, you want total happiness? You want immortality? You should know Atma. You should understand, you should experience Atma. Drashtavyaha. How? Srotavyaha. How? Mantavyaha. How? Nididhyasthavya. How Mantavyaha? I have given you example here. Madhu Vidya. Madhu Vidya. Karma. Madhu Vidya. Oh, Muraliya said. Rendu Madhusudanan. Rendu onnudana. Right? Now, you see, this way, Upanishad people and all these masters in the Itihasas also, they know our minds are distracted in million ways. Right? There was a Swami, I am close to him because I am searching for the mobile. I only saw the time, but there was a Swami who was teaching Brahma Sutras. World Cup, now what World Cup is going? You understand? Don't be surprised if I suddenly stop this and see the World Cup, right? And that Swami stopped the Brahma Sutra class to listen to the score. To listen to the score. So therefore, how such minds can be diverted towards the subtle truth? Through stories. You start Janaka. Janaka. You start listening, Janaka. And add a lot of masala to the story. Right? Add a lot of masala. Janaka was known for his knowledge, his importance to knowledge, his gaining knowledge from all sources. For that, nothing is too dear to him. It will come in one chapter here. First, he says, I will give you this much. The teacher is cleverer than Janaka. He says, no, my father told me not to accept anything till you give the full knowledge. So when he gave one part, he said, I will give you this much. He said, no, my father said, don't take till you give the full knowledge. When the full knowledge was given, Janaka says, take all my kingdom. So the teacher is more cleverer than the student. So a lot of masala is added, right? So Janaka was known for this. And at one time he announced, here are thousands of cows. In each one, hundreds of gold coins are tied up. It's not a mere cow. Hundreds of gold coins are tied up. Whoever here, assembly, every day a lot of people come there to Janaka's assembly thinking that they will get something. Right? Because when they come, this man may get 1,000 cows with 100 this thing. But any gnani comes, Janaka won't send them without giving something. At least in Vetalapaka, he will put 1,000 rupee note and give. Right? So a lot of people came and he said, whoever is here, the greatest of the enlightened people, take these cows. Everybody was hesitant. Yagnavalkya said, he also didn't say, I will teach. I know. He also said, because knowledge cannot go with arrogance. He asked his student, who is adept in Sama Veda, that means he has students who are adepts in all the 4 Vedas. That means he knows all the 4 Vedas. His guru was sun god, right? So he said, come boy, take these cows. Then everybody got, you think you are the greatest here? You asked your student to take the cows? This man said, I never thought I'm the greatest. I wanted the cows. I wanted the cows. Janaka said, whoever this thing. So since you didn't all respond, what little I know, I thought is enough. So I said, you take. Right? And then the other people got up. No, you can't do that. You have to answer us one by one. You have to answer us and then take. What is the answer? It starts with karma plus upasana. In karmas, how to meditate. How to meditate in rituals. Because that is the krama mukti. After that only, the knowledge comes, Brahma Vidya. Right? So, they start asking the question. Right? Yagnavalkya, since all this is overtaken by death, whatever is in this world, everything is subject to death, swayed by it. What means does the sacrificer go beyond the clutches of death? Yagnavalkya, karma, all of us are doing, thinking that we'll get something out of the karma. Immortality also we think we get out of the karma, because anything that is done in karma is finite. The materials are finite, the words are finite, the one who does is finite. How through finite things you get the infinite is the question. Beyond the clutches of death, through the organ of speech, through fire, which is the real priest called Hotru. He said, you will get immortality through speech, organ of speech, through fire, who is called Hotru. That is in the Yajna, Yaga, per 4. Hotru, Advaryu, Udgita, Brahma. Brahma. அவருக்கு பிரம்மாவுக்கு ஒரு வேலையும் கிடையாது. இவங்க எல்லாம் பண்றச்ச only directions. இவரு ஓபன் பண்ற வேலையே கிடையாது. Mouth. Right? So he takes one by one, go through. Go through is the one who chants and offers. So the one who chants is the tongue. is the tongue. And tongue, speech, the presiding deity is fire. Fiery speech. Fiery speech. In cold countries, they cannot speak. Only in India and especially South India. That's why Gurudev said, we are shout Indians. In cold countries, they can't speak like this. You need fire. So fire is the presiding deity of speech, and that is the real Hotru. That is, Hotru is the karma part. To contemplate on him something subtle like the fire is karma plus upasana. Accepted. Purida. Hotru is the physical Purohit. You contemplate on him to be the organ of speech, fire. Right? That is karma plus upasana. Finally, you will take all of them, go to the ultimate, right? And one question is asked, if all this is death, is there an end to this death? Yayam vichikitsa pretyaha asti iti na asti. Is there something beyond death? He says, yes, death of death. Death of death. What is that? He asks. Fire. How death is? Death of death is fire. Everything is consumes each other. All is consumed by fire. So that is death of death. So is that the ultimate Brahman? No. For you to understand, it is possible to have death of death. I gave you the example. The death of death is Brahma Vidya, knowledge, Atma, into which everything merges, like the Atyantika Pralaya, or when you sleep. Right? So he takes these topics like this, upasanas and karma, how to do, Adharvil, then he takes the Udgitra, and then he takes the Brahma. And then finally, he reaches that Brahman, right? You are led innocently, thinking that he is discussing something, what do you know? You get interested, but finally he will land you up in the Brahma Vidya. So he takes one by one, that is this thing, then how many kinds of oblations, how many kinds of mantras, right? All these he takes, and each one he gives the way to meditate on that upasana. And in choosing that, there has to be some similarity, right? Hotru is the one who chants. So speech, organ of speech, similarity. Like that, for each there is a similarity, and he makes you contemplate, and he tells finally, all this is rubbish. And then he takes the next topic, grahas and atigrahas. Grahas and atigrahas. Sense objects and the senses. They are mutually dependent, like the Madhu Vidya. If there is no sense object, you won't have the sense. If there is no sense, what is the use of sense object? Therefore, they are not two different things. Same thing in two different dimensions. So they should have a common cause like the Madhu Vidya. The graha and atigraha, subject object, that is the Atman. That is the Atman. Right? என் கணக்கு சரியா வரல. 3 கிளாஸ்ல முடிக்கிறேன்னு ஒன்றும் முடிக்க முடியாது. 5-6 கிளாஸ் ஆகிடும். ஏமா? And then talking about this Ashwamedha Yaga, karma plus upasana, what is the phala? Again, he gives in the form of a small anecdote. We were in some place, some ghost was possessed and all that. And then we asked that ghost, where did Parikshit go? Because he brings everything to karma. You know, when the man goes, what is left over? Karma. How this karma affects? Karma plus upasana. Where does this man who does Ashwamedha Yaga go? To the loka of Parikshit, because he has done Ashwamedha Yagas. Right? That is, when you do karma plus upasana, you go to those Brahma lokas. Right? What is the Brahma loka? Brahma loka is contemplative mind connecting with totality. That which connects to totality, feels the totality to be the reality, is gone beyond the individuality. Beyond the individuality. That is Kramamukti. So when you do your actions, in that contemplate, you see the subtle beauties and you get a better result. A man who mechanically does, he will lose. A man, because there are both types in the world. One who mechanically does, one who goes on thinking never does. One who goes on planning and thinking never does. So one who does karma, one who plans, thinker, upasana, meditation, when both you club, it takes you to a higher dimension. Right? So that is Parikshit and all that. And then comes the fourth, 3-4. I will do this. What is the time? 8-2. Narayana. Okay. Next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namah Hari Om. Pushpam Mama, 1 second, you don't go. Kausi, come. Pushpam.
1 second, uncle, I'll stop.
I want Pushpam to see Kausi, because Pushpam knows Kausi.